Hey guys, Pengu here. You're probably here because you saw the 1 minute strat on TikTok called Consulate top hold no yellow strat. And if you haven't, check out the TikTok in the description below and watch the video first if anything. The point of this video is to go into greater detail and to explain why we did what we did in that TikTok and the thoughts behind it, and basically go further into detail as to how you're gonna play out the strat. So you're gonna start off by picking smoke. You're gonna play shotgun, SMG11, shield. Very important. You don't want to get MP5 or FMG, sorry. You definitely want the shield, and you definitely don't want the pistol, right? Start off with, you're going to be reinforcing the middle connector wall, and the right hand side one to get from here. You're going to be making a rotate on the left hand side connector, and you want to be making holes above the connector. This is that you can throw a smoke from connector slash meeting all the way into default plant spot in CO. This is one of the key factors as to why this strat is good. And for reference, this is definitely a strat that favors if the attackers are coming from yellow stairs slash CO. It's not really meant to be a counter to an admin side take, but you can change it on the pace to actually make it fit better. But we'll get to that later. Generally speaking, if you have shells for it, make a few holes for all the plant positions they might do. So that's the connector wall, that's hard. Desk and CO. And also the flipped over couch CO. Make a few holes here. I'm gonna make a line of sight towards yellow stairs. And that is so if you reach a yellow at some point, either from the people playing below, or if you make some sort of hero play, or, running through Barricade into yellow, you have another line of sight and pressure that the enemy has to worry about. If you have a Maestro, don't worry about making these holes, but if you have an Echo, which might be the case if Maestro's banned, you will be making these holes as shown here. This is to enable the information from either the Echo or the Maestro, etc. If you have the Echo, perhaps do the Echo drone up here, and then make the holes further up on the top. If it's a bubble, Maestro can make these holes himself. Also, don't open up the hatch. Typically you would, but in this case you're not going to. Open up the line of sight and bathroom, all the way into yellow. Make sure you get the corner and the hard left, and get as far right as possible without getting to the wall. The reasoning for this is that you're going to be putting down a shield right here. And this shield enables you to hold the angle into yellow stairs. And this is going to be Jaeger playing here, the 416. So you're going to be in a very good position with a very strong weapon. And it's going to be very difficult for the attackers to take yellow stairs from you, despite not even playing there to begin with. The last rotate you're going to be making is going to be in meeting. Now you can make this whole rotate either on the left hand side like I have here, or preferably, if you're smart about it, you're making on the right hand side. The reasoning for that is that when you're playing on the shield, this wall is going to be reinforced. More about that later. You're not going to be shot from the medium rappel or the guy playing on the balcony itself. So make the rotate as far away from the player position as possible. So in case the Jaeger, zigzags a bit too far back or whichever, giving him a little bit more space to work with. And of course, the balcony guy could just start wallbang in this area that's soft, but at least that gives the Jaeger a warning. And if anything, he's not going to be seen, but just a lucky wallbang, right? Alright, so what's next? Well, open up the meeting here. Open up the lobby. Also make these holes right here. These are going to be vertical holes that your roamers from the first floor can assist you with in case they actually go for a meeting side attack or an admin side attack. And as I'm sure everyone knows at this point, this gives you the line of sight all the way from basement to the upside down rappel or the window jump in. Okay? On both windows, that is. And towards the very end, you as smoke are going to be playing in meeting slash connector so that you can utilize your smokes both if they go CO. You can also smoke off yellow stairs if you needed to, as well as you can smoke off the meeting balcony if they come from meeting. Smoke playing inside meeting is a very strong position to be in, and it's typically what pro players do. With your shield being put down here, if they end up going for an admin side attack, what you do instead is you're going to be picking up the shield when the round starts, and you're going to be slapping it in Baguette facing long desk. Jaeger, we're going to get to later, is then going to pick up his ADSs and rearrange them accordingly to fit the shield on top of that. That way we're kind of shifting the setup for the admin attack with the utility that we can pick up on the fly. Now the reinforcement stuff we can't change, but we can change up the shield, the ADSs, the bubbles, and Maestro, etc. So next up we got the Jaeger. Now you're gonna play barbed wire and the M4. You're gonna have a long-range weapon, no shotgun trolling here. And your job is pretty straightforward, like most Jaeger strats are. First, you're going to be reinforcing off the 3 walls in meeting. The one near the hatch and 2 in the far wall towards admin. The reason why we get all 3 walls is because that the 2 walls towards admin helps with the admin push, and the 1 wall towards the hatch helps the Jaeger's own reinforced position on the shield. Now, if you didn't reinforce this wall, which is abnormal, you couldn't really play in this position to hold yellow stairs. You'd be in a very dire position otherwise, right? So we're reinforcing this off to enable this position, but it comes with the downside that you don't really have the angle in from Baguette in towards meeting door. And that's the cost that you're going to be sacrificing. So do keep in mind that if they come from admin, it's going to be more difficult to help out the meeting player. But at the same time, you're going to have 2 roamers below that can help. And you're going to have a connector player instead. So not the end of the world. Now, the shield's going to be here and we want to protect it. So we're going to be taking our DSs and putting them close by to assist with that. So one ADS could go here by slapping down the desk. One ADS could go here and baguette. Third ADS, I personally like to put on meeting door. Again, just reinforcing the fact that they might come from admin. It's going to help out with the smoke player. It's going to catch a nade or a soft breach if you want to clear out his desk or close door position. As well as just giving a little bit of safety and a pre-warning that they are indeed starting to execute. If the ADS doesn't die, it'll just eventually catch more and more flashbangs, which again helps the smoke player out. As for your barbed wire goes vis stairs. This is to catch any sneakers, any lurkers coming up. It's gonna die, but it's gonna act as a sound cue. And your second barbed wire is going to be going down on yellow stairs. This is to block the access to the door. And you could even arguably put this further in. But I do think that having a little bit of leeway and having a little bit of a pre-warning before people start swinging this door is way better. So we're going to be blocking the door with it. Remember, with the holes you're going to be having, you're going to have a pretty good line of sight to actually assist this barbed wire being cut. As you can see all the way down towards the window. So they have to cross past this hole and a pretty wonky angle on their end to get this. Remember, we have a shield as well. So very strong position. So third, we got the Maestro / Echo. Now, I think Maestro is more ideal and probably situationally better. But if he's banned or you don't have a Maestro player, you pick up the Echo instead. The Maestro also gives you a secondary shotgun, which is super nice to help out smoke, making more rotationals. Maestro will be reinforcing the baguette wall in the bathroom on the right hand side as shown. And you'll be reinforcing off both the CEO wall to yellow. And you want to get the hatch. Now, the reason why we get the hatch, which is not typical, is because in case they rappel in towards CEO and you don't get rid of them, they can then run towards the hatch, and if it's open, they can drop down the hatch and deal with the vertical players. Or if it's soft and they can open it and drop down and deal with the vertical players, it's a lose-lose either way. So we're actually going to be reinforcing this. Now, this also helps in case your roam game dies and they're playing Amaro, but that's like a super specific rare circumstance that doesn't typically happen. Again, if you're playing the Maestro, make these holes so smoke doesn't have to. Make the holes in the wall as well to assist with the bubble position. Now, for reference, we call Maestro bubbles. So whenever you hear a bubble, it'll be referring to the Maestro count. Make sure you destroy the wall enough to the point where you can actually see what you want to see with the bubble. And you're going to be able to cover both the plant on the connector wall and the default plant spot and the couch. The other bubble we're going to be putting on the reinforced wall connector. And this is a really bad bubble placement. Like this is like if you see this in Pro League, you start like fail fishing and face palming because like this is terrible. Like this is gonna die because there's no EDSs. But hear me out. We're gonna be trying to force them to use the utility and make decisions early on in the round that might punish them later. Having 2 bubbles here, both to deny drones, and this will give you active info if they're rappelling, and this will give you active info if they're droning it, right? And you can sap drones and whatnot. Now, if they don't go for CEO, both of these bubbles are pretty redundant. And you might be able to pick one of them up and put them, you know, for long desk or something like that. But say you're not. Well, tough luck. Once you put on those bubbles, you're going to be playing towards admin. We're playing in this corner right here. This is a safe area where you can safely go on your drones and you can see, okay, there's no one Visa, so Visa stairs is clear. There's no one Spirals, so Spirals stairs are clear. And then you can have active info and CEO to deny those drones, etc. Now, when the round first starts, it's your job as Maestro to call if they're going to be going admin, if they're, you know, rappelling on admin windows, opening the windows, etc. If they are, you say, oh guys, they're going admin, rotate your utility. And if they're not rappelling admin at all, you say, oh guys, it's not an admin attack, they're probably going to go CEO. And if you make that call that they're going CEO, you're going to be barricading off both the copy door to admin, and you're going to be barricading off the double door in coffin to admin. Now, this is in case anyone late in the round decides to roam on that side of the map and just go for a flank. Then you're going to have to break the barricade and give you a sound cue that they're coming. This is also why you have that barbed wire and these stairs we spoke about earlier from the Jaeger. But back to the corner you go, and on the cams you play. Now, this is kind of where it starts making more sense. You're going to be picking up with Lucy with a C4. Okay? And this is what we spoke about earlier. We want to give them problems to represent that they have to problem solve, right? So slapping one banshee here in CEO is not going to be a huge threat necessarily. But very commonly, people will be like, oh, I gotta clear this because once we rappel in and plan, it's going to be super annoying, etc. That's one ash charge or one nade gone. That's huge. The second one will be for the Maestro bubble. And the third one is hard to get rid of. Yeah? Then, as well as on yellow, we're going to be putting a banshee here. Banshee is Lucy's gadget. And this banshee does the same thing as the barbed wire, but it can't just walk up and punch it because of the slow effect. And again, Jaeger's gonna have the holes to assist with this. So that's another soft explosion gone from the attacking lineup. Now the third banshee is in case, again, they go admin with a backup plan. It goes close door. Depending how you put the ADS can catch the first explosive that comes this way. This is like the impossible banshee to melee because you're going to be playing close with a smoke shotgun SMG-11. So, massive value. Other than that, you're going to be reinforcing off the copy wall for Maestro's position. And you're going to be reinforcing off the single admin wall to assist smoke's position in meeting. Once you've done that, you don't have much else to do. You're just going to be running downstairs, set up your roam game together with your Valkyrie player or your Mozzie player. And the reason why you have a C4 is to enable the vertical play here. Remember, you're going to have the hatch open in basement to get the line of sight into meeting balcony. You have a vertical C4 you can use for planting behind the bomb or default plant spot near the window in meeting. If it comes into this circumstance where you throw a C4 and somebody says, oh wait, they're not planting there, don't blow it up. You're like, but it's in the ceiling already. Well, what you do is you just draw a circle on the debris on the ceiling. And it'll take a few seconds. It'll take 2 magazines, roughly 2.5. But you can pick up the C4 again, and it's good to go. And now, if you have a Valkyrie roaming with you with a deagle, this might be even easier, or just if somebody can help you in general. And your job is to play with one more person below, with Maestro and camps assisting you. And how you're going to play this roam game is completely up to you. You can barricade off the doors. I would definitely recommend you barricade off the yellow door, because the enemy might be taken, or most likely will be taken one of those doors. And if you ever get into a circumstance where they're going to be going CO, and there's one guy yellow door, what you can do is have one guy with the C4 already below, and one guy covering him, either from this position, if you have a hole in bathroom to hold the walk in, or if you are comfortable with it, you can play in Zulu or Banana here, and you can hold the walk in as well. So, few ways to go about it, but the point is, you're going to be playing below with the Valkyrie, and use the C4s vertically if you need to. Now, if they attack the roam game first, attacking you on Valkyrie, you can dip into basement, run away, try and go up the Visa stairs to top floor, and give them first floor. Then you've wasted time, probably killed some drones, and if anything, when the late round kicks in, you just flank again and take those fights with the 2 players below. And then last but not least, you need information. Now, Valkyrie's a great operator for this, but she's also banned a majority of games in high elo, at least in ranked, on Consulate. So my substitution for that would be a Mozzie, and you're not going to be reinforcing any walls. You'll be having as much time as possible in the prep phase to see if you can catch a Jonas Mozzie, or just to put down your 3 Valkyrie cams if you're the Valkyrie. Round starts, what do? Well, you run down a staircase, the nearest one. If you spawn towards yellow, you run down the yellow stairs and see if you can catch the first drone coming in from yellow door. Right? Or you can run towards lobby, see if you can catch a lobby drone. And the point is, you try and catch at least one drone with Mozzie, and then put it somewhere that's high traffic area. That could be in Banana or in Statue, you know, in this area, so that you can see both the Visa hallway, lobby, and Zulu and bottom yellow. You can also put it in yellow stairs itself or in Zulu, giving you more line of sight towards the yellow side. Or if they're coming heavy lobby door, you put it maybe in lobby somewhere to gain stable information on that area of the map. It'll be dynamic. For Valkyrie, I would advise putting one camera in meeting somewhere, because it's the only place you have no info on. You have the smoke playing there, but once he leaves or once he dies, it's all no information game, right? And you want to be able to know where they plant so you can see 4. Free roam can put a Val cam on statue side and hide it somewhere, or you can put a Valkyrie camera towards yellow as well. So let's reiterate. The whole point of the strat is to give up yellow stairs, because with the Jaeger changes, it's very difficult to hold. And in my experience in ranked, and what I do myself, is we often go for CO attack because it's really easy. And with the walls being set up the way that they are, with the holes that you have, and the utility that you have, you're in a pretty strong position to do so, especially in ranked and a less organized way of playing the game. In Pro League, this could easily be picked apart, arguably, but for ranked, I think it'll do just fine. If you try it out, let me know how it goes, and if anything, it'll be good fun to play the game a little bit differently. And there's a few variations you can do as well that I might talk about, such as you can open up the middle connector wall with a shotgun, and you can actually play an ACOG operator in this case, and you can play far back, or like a Rook 2.0, right? ACOG is gone these days, and you can play far back and hold the CEO rappel in, for example. So there it is. Make sure to leave your feedback and comments down below. I would love to listen to it, to see it, and to use it in my next video. And if you have any ideas or suggestions of what kind of bomb site strats or things in general that you want to see, also let me down below. I would love to get some ideas from you guys as well. Other than that, thank you guys for supporting the dream. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.